My name is Raylan Barrios, and I'm at my uncle's house. Today, I will be interviewing him about his experience serving in the U.S. Army during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Eddie Barrios, and I'm 44 years old, and I served in the U.S. Army.
Do I have your consent to interview you?
Yes,
What was the name of the place where you grew up?
I grew up in Los Angeles, California, specifically the city of Norwalk.
Was it a big city or a small town?
It was big city.
Did you grow up there for most of your life, and do you currently live there as of today?
I grew up there. I was there until my teenager years, and then in the mid 90s, I moved up to the high desert, which is I currently live, Victorville, California.
How old were you at the time you enlisted in the Army?
I enlisted in uh, August 15th of 2000. So at that time, I was 19 years old.
By that time, what was the state of the war in Iraq?
At that time, there was no war. Um, uh, yeah, there was no war at that time. Yeah.
When did you initially leave to the Army, and where did you arrive for the beginning of your time in boot camp and or your first journey to the Middle Eastern?
Uh, so I so I joined in August of 2000 and went to boot camp in Fort Knox, Kentucky. And my first time to a foreign land was actually to Korea in 2000, February of 2002.
How did you travel, by boat, plane, or train?
It was plane.
How long was the travel rate or distance for your first trip to Iraq or your first destination?
Our flight into wasn't directly into Iraq. It was into Kuwait, which I believe was a little over 24-hour flight.
How many different trips did you take, and what foreign lands have you visited during your time enlisted in the U.S. Army?
Well, I served a tour in Korea, and I went twice to Iraq.
What were some foods you got to eat during your time visiting these foreign lands?
When I was in Korea, I had a lot of opportunities to taste the food there and try different things. Uh, my times during deployment to Iraq, I didn't really try any local foods as it wasn't safe for us.
What was the purpose of Operation Iraqi Freedom?
The purpose was to liberate the people of Iraq from the dictatorship of Saddam Hussein. There are many other reasons as well, but primarily his reign over the people was not a good thing.
Where were you during your first time to Iraqi?
My first time to Iraq, my unit went up into the northwest region of Iraq. I mainly resided at the cities of Ramadi and Fallujah, which were pretty dangerous places at some points. And I was back and forth between Ramadi, Fallujah, and even all the way up to Al Assad Air Base.
What type of duties were you assigned?
So my duties there were to uh, uh, were guard duty. I would That would be in various locations. Sometimes Ramadi's right on the Euphrates River, so uh, the I would be on a rooftop overlooking the Euphrates River. Sometimes there would be a roving guard along the Euphrates River, and at other points I would be on convoy security as a gunner.
Where were you during your second time to Iraq?
The second time I went was in 2008, and I was in Q West, which was near Mosul, and this was more northern Iraq at that time. And yeah,
What type of duties did you have?
my duties there were a little bit different since the war had kind of calmed down, and so I would go on convoys, supply missions, going to other bases, trying to procure things that we need at in our base, or things we were in need of, vehicle repairs. I served as a liaison between military and contractors to get our vehicles running. Sometimes having to drop vehicles off and come back for them at a later date. Um, and that was pretty much it for us.
Do you remember any feelings or thoughts you had prior to visiting the Middle Eastern or foreign land?
Um, I've always wondered what it was like in other places. I grew up knowing only my own um, environment, culture, so it was good to see and try new things.
What was one of the biggest differences between the United States and any foreign states you had visited?
Um, I think the biggest difference would be the freedoms that we have here. Uh, a lot of other countries don't have that privilege, and so I think that's one of the best things that we have here in the United States.
How often did you have time to communicate with family during your time in the foreign land?
Well, it varied in different places. My first time to Iraq, it was really difficult. That was during 2003 in the invasion of Iraq. And so communication back home was uh, scarce. But when I was able to communicate, it would be through satellite phones, and that would had some difficulties to it as well.
Were there any awards of acknowledgement or souvenirs received during your time that you could show of your time serving that family members would be proud of?
Um, well, I did receive quite a few awards. I did get some recognition in most of my um, assignments, and actually, there's one hanging up on the wall behind me, a plaque from Korea for my service there. And so, yeah, there's.
Lastly, what were some great moments you cherished during your time serving?
Um, I really love the uh, people that I work with, the camaraderie that we had in the army, um, and I think just meeting new people from different places and hanging out and having fun with them, and so yeah, a lot of good memories. Yeah.
Overall, how would you describe your experience serving the U.S. Army during the Operation Iraq Freedom?
During that time, it was intense. Um, a lot of things were happening. Um, Lots of stress, anxiety, and yeah, uh, tough times, basically.
In today's day, what did you learn from this experience or take away from your journey that you could pass on to the next generation of American men and women, people and children of all ages?
I would say cherish the freedom that you have here, respect it, and um, if you are able to or have the desire to serve well, uh, be loyal, committed, and use it to your advantage. Whatever benefits you gain from it, either you stay in and you do a full career, or you go in, you learn a job, and then you come on the outside back to the civilian world and and do it there. Um, but there's tons of opportunities, so take advantage of the opportunities while you have them.
Well, this concludes our interview. Thank you for allowing me to ask you questions about your experience during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Appreciate it.